The Super Satchel, we like to call it. Today on the YouTube channel, we're going to be talking about the Super Satchel. What is the Super Satchel, right? We're going to go into depth about that. We also have an upcoming video on Bluebeam. We've had a lot of questions on some stories I post on Instagram about Bluebeam. So we're going to answer that in these videos. Check these out. Okay, so I'm going to give a quick example early in my career. So when I first started out of college, this is my first job as a superintendent, and I was working on this. When I first came out of college, we were doing production homes, and one thing that was always taught to me was, Brad, you always have to have pen and paper, right, for any punch list as you're walking the house. 101, if you're walking on a job with your designer, architect, or client, if you don't have anything to document everything you're going through, we all have our phones, electronics, back at, dating myself years ago, we didn't have that, so it was all through pen and paper. If we didn't have that, then why be a superintendent, right? And I had a boss that was very adamant that you'd be terminated by not writing stuff down. And we've all been frustrated. I know that a lot of clients I've met with, one of their biggest complaints about their builder is that they don't write anything down, right? They're in these meetings and they forget and they say, yeah, I'll take care of it, and they don't. And so again, part of that emotional journey of the emotional roller coaster of our client is understanding those pain points. How can we fix those? So our director of operations, Spencer Neal, came up with the Super Satchel. And again, Spencer and I worked together doing production homes. We worked together after that job. We did that for a year, and then we went to build the Omni Mauna Lucia. And the Mauna Lucia is this amazing $350 million hotel in Paradise Valley. And for those that have watched my story, kind of understand my background and having worked on that project. Well, we were there on that project, and one of the superintendents had this tendency to never write anything down. So we'd be out there on his house, and we're walking his house and doing his punch. And he never documented what was happening and he never had a notepad. He never had pen and paper. And our senior project manager at the time fired him on the spot and terminated him. And really, although I understood the importance of documenting things, it really was eye-opening to see someone be terminated right there on the spot. And that's become a company policy of us here at AFT. So what Spencer's done to help that is a Super Satchel. So you're gonna see now, we're gonna show you what Spencer does. And the Super Satchel is a great idea for any super. Again, it's a really simple, essentially just a little tool belt, little tool bag that they have that we're gonna walk through, from tape measure to pens to, we have also our electronic notebook, right? And this is key because now instead of the paper notebook, we have that. We also have the iPad. And so we're gonna walk through the Super Satchel. Every super on every job has these. And now we make sure that when we're doing our punch walk, or the designers in the house, or the architect, or the client, or pool landscape company, that we have our Super Satchel. So check this out.
All right, the Satchel is something we get from Home Depot. It's just
What's it called? It's not even a satchel, Super Satchel.
The Super Satchel, we like to call it, but this is just a little husky bag, just a tool bag that we like to have so that all of our superintendents are fully mobile.
Pat turn around too. You got to show yours off.
Yeah, his is brand new. It's like
look how clean that thing is.
Yes.
So show yours, Spence and Pat. Like, what do you?
Yeah. So one of the main things you got to have is your tape measures. Got to be with you at all times. And I'm just gonna rotate this around so you can see it a little better. But
Pat tape measure around as well.
What I like to have on here is just a razor knife for opening boxes or whatever you got to cut. And I have a framing pencil if I'm marking on the floor. If I'm redlining my plans, I have my red pen, a Sharpie. This is for, like, if we're doing blue tape, depending on what part of the job we're on, we might use some blue tape and a marker. But then I also have like our big marker for marking on the floor at frame stage or other front end stages. And then that just all goes right in there. And then I like to keep my Remarkable tablet in here. It just fits in there kind of nice. So if I have to do some sketches or something, I can pull that out. Then I have a little, call this the smell checker. If something looks out of plumb, it probably is. So you can just check it. And if it's out of plumb with this, then you know, or even out of level, you'll know that it probably is.
We'll get our big 4 or 8 footer.
Yep. And then just have this one, just all kinds of random stuff that I'm walking around. If I see a screw, I just throw it in there. So it's kind of like a trash bag, just keep all for just different things. And then on this side, I just have my iPad. This is just one of the most important tools that I think that we carry.
Walk through this too, because this is, we've had people ask, how we
work with our iPad. So just always have it slung around the shoulder, but then we have the little hand carry that you can use so that
It's like a
easier to hold on to.
for an iPad.
Yeah, it's like a hand pop socket. If you didn't have this on, this is very handy. Just keeps it from falling on the ground because I just worry about that all the time.
But then it also has...
Yeah, so Apple Pen carrier, and then we put a glass protector on this, so it's really durable. So I have dropped it and scratched it, and then everything's working order still.
So that's a super satchel.